But just remember that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. If you're feeling like I'm here and I want to be here, you will get there, but you're meant to be here first. You're meant to learn everything there is to learn in this chapter of your life and about you so that you can get to where you need to be. Hey there, I'm Sarah, and if you've ever wondered why people seem to be so talented and you're just like, where are my talents? What's my claim to fame? You're not alone. So many people experience this feeling. And in my last video, which I'll link in the description below, I break down why it can feel like some people have so many gifts or such extraordinary gifts and we don't, and why that's just really false. So you absolutely do have natural talents. They may just be hidden, and I'm going to take you through on how to discover what those talents are. So to quickly recap that video, but again, if you want more detail, it's linked in the description below. But during our childhood or our school years, there's always the kids who are at the top of their class, are really good at art or sports or theater, but truly those kids are the exception. Most of us do not have those moments of stardom that early on in life. And it's not because we don't have talents ourselves, it's just because we haven't found out what those talents are yet. Traditional schooling provides only so many outlets for different life talents. For example, let's say your craft is carpentry, but you've never been exposed to carpentry in a traditional school setting, or you're really good at being a financial advisor. Again, those aren't like traditional classes, at least in the K through 12 schooling. Maybe you went off to a trade school or to a college and you're exposed to more outlets. But still, for a lot of people, they're still not exposed to their hidden talents even then. For a lot of people, it takes studying different things, working in various numerous jobs. And I know personally how frustrating it can be when you're just like, I don't really like any of this, or you like it enough to obviously pursue it, but it's not fueling you. It's not your thing, and you just know it isn't. And I'm 33 now, and I am very much learning that that is just a part of life. A lot of us are meant to explore many aspects of life before we really get to what it is that we want to be doing. And even then, if we get a job where we're like, oh my God, this is amazing, this is it, that feeling may fade after 3, 5, 10, 20 years because we're always evolving. But discovering things that you don't like also puts you on the path of what you do like. So if you feel like you're in a time in your life where you're just like, this isn't bad, but it isn't great, but you're finding out what could make it great, that's still really good. And that's where these talents or skills really lie. Because I believe that to be good, really good at something, you also have to like it to some extent. Because to be really good at something, you're gonna have to practice it a lot. Contrary to most beliefs, people are not just, LeBron James was not just born LeBron James, right? He had to work really, really hard to become LeBron James. Taylor Swift. Yes, these people do have these natural gifts, but they work hard for them. And I do believe that God or the universe, whatever you believe in, gives you these natural talents. And if you hone in on them, you will be blessed tenfold. So the first step to finding your hidden talents is to get in touch with what is your genuine, authentic self. What is something that you could do all day? Something that you feel energized from after doing it instead of exhausted or drained, or it just gives you this overall like calming, peaceful feeling. And if you don't know what those things are, create a list of things that at least 50% of the time you're happy doing that, even if it's not every day. Because like I've said, a lot of us just haven't been exposed to the thing that we're really good at. So for example, let's say your hidden talent is providing advice on family budgeting, but you don't really know this yet because you haven't done it yet. So what I'm telling you is to think about things that you do enjoy. For example, you know that when you create your own family budget, you really enjoy it. You can create spreadsheets all day, breaking down expenses, ways to save for home improvements, family vacations, things like that. You know exactly where every single penny is going and you love it. You also know that when family and friends are taking a financial hardship or just need some small small advice, you are ready to take the deep dive. You're like, I will set you up. You want to create spreadsheets for them, create a budget for them, refer them to podcasts, books, everything that's helped you and inspired you. You want to share with them everything that you've learned because you know how much joy, freedom, and relief it gives you to understand your finances. And you want that for them too. So blending these talents of personal finances and wanting to help others is your talent. And you may think, well, yeah, but I'm not an expert on this. But you don't need to be an expert on this. You just need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of whoever you're trying to teach. Once you find something that you're interested or drawn to, go towards that. You will find your passion if you go towards that like magnetic drawn feeling towards something, even if it's not obvious at first. And again, let me give you another example. It's similar to the last one, but a little bit different. So sticking with the finance theme here. Okay, so you like finances, you like crunching numbers, you love spreadsheets. So let's say you begin a career in finance, but the first 10 years you're in corporate finance. And so while you enjoy it, you know it's definitely not your dream job. You realize you want to work with people, not corporations. So you get your CPA license and become an accountant. And just for reference, I'm not a finance background. So if I'm like saying things and you're like, well, you wouldn't really do that, whatever, just go with me here. Okay, so you started a personal accounting business and it seems a bit more aligned with the corporate gig, but you hate the fact that there's a busy season and you're stressed to no end during it. And you're really only helping people with their one-off questions here and there. Otherwise, it's just like once a year. But you stick it out another 5 years until you realize that it's really during those one-off questions that that's what you really love. You love chatting with people about their finances, about investing. You love giving them financial advice, not just when it comes to investments or tax breaks, but just daily budgeting, how best to save, how to take advantage of credit card points, things like that. So you decide, okay, maybe I should offer these services in addition to my accounting business. But it's slow moving, it's very salesy feeling. You don't want to feel like you have to market or sell yourself all the time. So eventually you start a YouTube channel where you offer people free advice. And eventually this leads to creating a course that people can purchase. And now you've built this community of people who want financial advice from you, and you're able to make a living off of it too. And so after years in the making, you found your true calling. So you see, that was a bit of a winding, long road, but we got there. And that's how it is. And that's how it is for so many people. And that's okay. Life is about the journey, people. Yes, arriving at the destination is incredible, and I can say, from personal experience, it's truly after the blood, sweat, and tears, the sacrifices, the training, the research, the listening to your intuition and gut, that you really come to that point where you're like, oh my God, I've made it. Because honestly, I don't know if you hop, skipped, and jumped to whatever your hidden talent was, if it would be that rewarding. And I'm not preaching the grind or the hustle because, like my channel name says, I'm very into a relaxed hustle, but there's so much knowledge and wisdom gained in those years of learning what it is that you are good at. And I just think it's such a beautiful process looking back. I do know when you're in it, sometimes you're just like beyond frustrated and it's annoying, but I'm telling you, there's a rainbow at the end. So again, it's not that you have to grind it out, but just remember that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. If you're feeling like I'm here and I want to be here, you will get there, but you're meant to be here first. You're meant to learn everything there is to learn in this chapter of your life and about you so that you can get to where you need to be. Things take time. Life takes time. And I think social media has tainted our views on how long things do actually take. Yes, some people grow a following quicker than others, but what you don't see is how long it's taken them to get there. Going back to the example of the person finding that their true hidden talent was the financial YouTube channel. That channel may take off in less than 6 months. And you might be like, oh, how do people get so lucky? But what you didn't see is them going to college, getting a 4-year degree in finance, working 10 years in corporate finance, going back to school, getting a CPA license, starting a CPA business, doing that for another 6+ years, trying to branch out and do personal finance classes, sort of succeeding, sort of failing there, doing that for another 3+ years, all before starting that YouTube channel. So yeah, they may get a following really quickly because they're so knowledgeable already and people gravitate towards that. Or maybe a lot of their subscribers are their past clients. Whatever it is, I'm just trying to emphasize that social media, you're not always getting the full picture sometimes. Okay, so going back to that example, what I want you to get from that example is that your hidden talent may not be obvious at first, because sometimes you just have to kind of like sift through jobs or experiences or just different chapters of your life to figure out, okay, I like this aspect, but I don't really like this aspect. So I'm going to move on to this. And now I'm finding, okay, I'm able to do more of the stuff that I do like, but I don't like this aspect of it. So I'm going to keep like morphing and evolving. And that's why I said, write down a list of things that you're happy to do at least 50% of the time, because there's something in there that you are drawn to that is like a magnetic pulling you towards it, even if it's not perfect. Because what's going to happen is if you go towards that thing and you start doing it, that's when the sifting happens. So you're going to learn like, okay, I do like this part of it, but I don't like this. You're going to move on to the next sifting session. So you just have to keep going with your gut and your intuition and listening to those like calls or whispers to do something, because whatever's pulling you towards it, that's the path you're meant to be on. So I hope this helps. Drop a comment if you have any questions or this video sparked some other thought that you would love me to talk about or break down. I love talking about all things like this in life. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe. It helps to keep me motivated to keep making these videos if I know that I'm helping people and that you're enjoying them. Okay, thanks.